Hello, friends. Welcome. Um, what I wanted to talk today about is really what we're eating and drinking. Now, a lot of the crops that we are digesting are full of many different chemicals that are used on farmland. Many of them are very unhealthy, and some of them even are linked to cancer. So we need to humanity is what you feed, yourself is important, isn't it? And I mean, I've bought organic produce for a few years. I did, and it was so terrible. I mean, the tomatoes were awful. The salad stuff was awful. It was rank. It was poorly grown in poor soil. It was horrible. I mean, you can grow really good quality organic foods, and not only that, it's expensive. And just getting something you can't eat virtually, it's that bad because it's come from some dry, arid place. I mean, you can grow organic foods indoors as well, where you can get it nice and fresh and everything, or in good growing conditions in different countries where it's watered and it grows nicely, tastes good, a lot healthier for you. So we do need to really want to encourage more and more organic farming of high quality produce. And I mean, that's what basically most of us do want to eat. Some of that is of a good quality produce, don't we? And at an affordable price. Now, organic food's a niche market, and the supermarkets are ripping us off for it because they're charging extortionate prices for some of it. Other parts of it are pretty reasonable, but it's bloody unedible. You know what I mean? So the more of us that do actually end up buying and wanting organic foods that are chemical free from harmful chemicals, because they still use a few safer chemicals on them that are not linked to causing any real big problems. But mostly, the dangerous chemicals are kept out of them. And we know what these chemicals are doing to the bees and the pollinators. They're killing them. And, we've got to stop this madness. You know what I mean? We're dependent on the ecosystem and the pollinators and different things. So we've all got to learn to live in balance with each other. And we want healthier foods. I mean, you buy a burger or a sausage from a butcher, you're getting real meat in that. Whereas you buy it from a supermarket, it's the gristle and a few bits of meat from in between the ribs. It's a whole load of crap, They put in there bits of potato and all sorts of things in sausages and stuff, and it's awful quality and totally unhealthy for us. And again, it's quite often farmed from animals. When you buy uh, a beef burger, I mean, really, the truth is it's an old cow that's been milked to death all her life and gone to the slaughterhouse because she's knackered. So you're getting a low quality product and paying a high price probably. So we want, proper meats in our foods, don't we? If we're going to buy a beef burger, have some beef in it, not some old cow. If you're going to buy something chicken, you don't want something that's been stuck in its pen all its life, laying eggs, and then it's when it goes to slaughter because it's knackered, they just put it into a chicken curry or something. I mean, we don't want this shit quality meat if we're paying good prices for it. If you're buying the value stuff, well, that's all you expect. But if you're paying it a moderate price, a normal price for a beef burger, then or sausages or whatever it is, it should be proper stuff. So the drinks we're having as well and the food we're having is laden with chemicals, and they're not good for us. It's not healthy living at all. Uh, Understandably, there's natural preservatives and stuff that can help keep them preserved and stuff that are not harmful, but they're putting many types of chemicals in. I mean, you read the labels on these drinks that you get, these soft drinks and delusible drinks, and the chemical list is just going on and on and on and on and on with unnecessary things. You buy a fruit drink, put bloody fruit in it, mate, and put a low level safe, something that can prolong its life. You put something that's safe in it. So we've got to start insisting on this, that we get decent quality food that is not dangerous for us. And they took these people in Germany and they put them on an organic plan of foodstuffs and drinks. And they went on it for, I think it was 3 to 6 months, And they come out the other end and they'd measured all their blood levels and how many dangerous chemicals were in their blood, and there was a lot. And some of the children were quite high up. One of the children was in danger levels of, potentially causing a problem or causing cancer. So we've got to just become more sensible. And then after the 3 months or 6 months was up, they tested them. It was all gone out of their system, and they said there was no way they were ever going back to ever, eating normal foods again. They're going to stick organic. So yeah, we do need to reintroduce farming that is rotational, because they grow the same crops year after year after year. It becomes disease ridden. They have to spray it more and more with more and more chemicals. They're getting into our foods and other animal foods as well. So yeah, it's about cleaning their act up and making sure we're getting food that's fit to be consumed, not just some rank old stuff we don't want, and at a fair price. Because the problem is with this, it's all the middlemen and particularly the supermarkets that are ripping us off, because the poor farmers are getting a pittance for it, and they deserve their fair share too, don't they? So supermarkets make less money and pay the farmers more, give them a fair price for what they're selling. Now, as I said, drinks are terrible, aren't they? I mean, we really do need to walk away from organic modified crops, genetic modification, because it's playing God. It really honestly is. And you could create a plant that does start prolificating with other plants in other fields that are not GM altered, and you can start infecting the world with genetic modifications, and we don't know what dangers there are to them, and there could be a lot of dangers, and it's tampering with nature, isn't it? Doing that is playing God, and they don't know what they're doing, and you could end up creating a super weed that basically sweeps the world and kills just about everything else off, and that's the only thing left. So these people, they do it, but they're mad. They're mad. And there are companies that are selling corn to be planted in the fields, and no other chemical from any other supplier will work on it. Whatever you do to it, it doesn't work, because they're trying to monopolize the market, and so only their chemicals work that they sell you to use on their seed. And this is all GM modification to do that, so that other people's chemicals don't work. I mean, this is horrendous what they're doing, and it's got to stop, and we've got to bring laws into place to regulate these people. And countries like this are using the bee killing pesticide again. They stop using it because they're in the EEC, come out of the EEC, and they start giving farmers permission to use these crops. And I can tell you that about oilseed rape, because it's a very tall crop and it's in pods, little pods. They're about this long and tiny, thin pods. The pods at the top are a bit overripe by harvest, and if you had a thunderstorm, it would just break them all open and you'd lose all the seed. The middle ones are not quite ripe and the bottom ones are still green. They spray one of the most deadly sprays on it, bromoxone, paraquat. 10 days before its harvest, they spray it with paraquat, and they harvest it 10 days later and hope there's not a thunderstorm in between with hailstones and such like. So it's got to stop. And that's seriously a lot of bromoxone in that seed that's going into cooking oils, animal feed stuffs, all sorts of things. And we know these things can cause cancer and all sorts, don't we? So yeah, we've got to come to our senses and stop doing all this madness. We really, really have. It's unacceptable to feed humans this level of foods and drinks. So we've got to move away to be eco-friendly in drinks and feedstuffs, and that they are genuine what they say they are. Beef burger, more like old cow burger. You know what I mean? So it's got to stop its madness, isn't it? And we've got to move away from all this anyway. Anyway, I hope that helps. Pick good foods if you can, because what you feed your body, of course, is helping you to feel the way you do. And if you're eating good quality feed foods, and then you're going to feel healthier for it. And you know, you start eating chemical saturated foods and other foods that it can drain your body and do you a lot of damage. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, friends. I just wanted to make this video. Hope you're doing all right. Love and light, Neil.